Hello, so in today's video I'm doing a sunset halo cut crease. If you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. To start out, I'm priming my eye with the P. Louise base in shade 2. I'm squeezing a small amount onto my hand, then lightly dabbing my Sigma E58 brush in there. I'm applying that to my lid, then cleaning the shape of my brows. Once I'm happy with the coverage, I'm taking my Morphe E22 brush and patting all over the eye area until it sets. Today I'm using the Jacqueline Hill palette. I'm starting with this red shade on a Morphe M506. I'm just starting on the outer corner, then blending that into my crease. I'm adding that shade until I'm happy with the pigment. Adding depth, I'm using this individual pan press shadow from Sugar Pill Cosmetics in the shade Love Plus. This shadow is an absolutely beautiful deep red and I love it. I'm taking that on the same brush and working that on top of that first shade. To blend the edges seamlessly, I'm applying some Fenty Beauty blotting powder on the edges with a Morphe E17. With my same Morphe M506 brush I used earlier, I'm going back into those first two shades and further blending. Dipping into this yellow shade on a clean Morphe M506 brush to blend the edges and bring this look together. I'm going back into those first two shades again. Notice I keep going back and forth between shades. This is to keep all colours popping and blended nicely together. To darken the inner and outer corner, I'm going into this plum shade on a Morphe M507 and lightly working that on the inner and outer corner. Then with what's left on my brush, very lightly joining that in the middle. I'm blending that until I'm happy with its pigment. I'm going through all those colours again, starting with that first shade to make sure they're all blended well. To cut my crease, crease, I'm using my P. Louise base in shade 2 on a flat detail brush. I'm applying that to the middle of my eyelid, then looking up and rolling my eye side to side to get a light mark to help guide the height of my cut crease. I'm just lightly filling in my shape, keeping a steady hand and adding small strokes at a time. I'm dipping back into that plum shade and blending the edges of my cut crease to avoid sharp lines. Now I'm going back into the other shades I've used, keeping all the colours showing but blended perfectly. For my crease colour, I'm dipping into this foiled shade on a flat concealer brush, then spraying my brush with some setting spray. This will make the foil shade pop. I wasn't happy with the pigment, so I went in with my finger. This always gives the best possible pigment in a shade. I'm very lightly applying that foiled shade in the shape of an hourglass, as I like how this looks once blended with the other shades. I'm going in with that plum shade again, blending the edges of my cut crease and then adding some more of that foil shade to keep it popping. I'm blending around the cut crease now with the plum shade. Then with what's left on my brush, just lightly blending that above my cut crease. Then going in with the red around the edges. And now blending the yellow out on those red edges. I'm applying that foiled shade again as I lost some of that pigment while I blended those other shades. Then lightly going around with the red and yellow shade. I'm curling my lashes, pressing in a pulsing motion. For primer, I'm using the Barry M Unicorn Primer Drops. I'm dripping that down my forehead, nosy, chin and cheeks. I'm lightly rubbing that in with my fingertips in a circular motion. Then lightly patting that in until it sets.
2 hours later.
Now then, for foundation I'm using Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade Ecru?
Ecru, I'd say.
Ecru? That sounds weird.
'Ecru. 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 'Ecru.
I'm using this new sponge I bought from Beauty Bay. It's the microfiber sponge in lavender by Juno & Co. I've applied some foundation onto the back of my hand and I'm dipping my damp sponge onto that, then patting that on my face. I'm just applying the foundation until I'm happy with the coverage and patting that in until it's even. Hello?
Where is my wife?
No, I'm still getting ready. I'm very sorry. I'm trying my best.
No, don't worry. I expected that to be the case anyway.
I'm here.
There can see you.
Uh.
Oh, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa!
It's cool,
That-
look!
You are a genius.
See? Girl knows what she's doing. Don't forget those ears!
Broke my thing then.
Right.
No, broke that bit.
No, I didn't do that. That was like that when I came in. Unless Boy's been in here.
That should be fine.
Maybe Boy's been in. I thought that was you. I was waiting to have a bone to pick with you and you came back like, well, do you hate me now?
I'll crawl past you.
But, yeah. I thought that was you. And then I forgot about it, obviously, because I came in here ages ago.
Oh,
Must have been Boy.
Sweet.
You just need to put the screen thing back on, but I don't know how you do that. Blend until you bleed. Okay. Okay. I'm using the Benefit Boy and Cakeless Concealer in shade 2 and mixing that with Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm applying that to my under eyes, nose, cupid's bow and chin, then patting that in with my same beauty blender that I use for my foundation.
Can't get away with that.
I thought it was you. I didn't even look at it. I just left it. I assumed that you were trying to fix something with it or something like that.
No, I would never.
I'm just patting that all in until it starts to set.
In the beginning, there was nothing
Just Lucy's wish.
so empty. Nah, nah, nah. On your knees, you pray for me. Promise this. Ha 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 ha. You've got to work this out.
Make things right. Sunshine.
Makeup in your eyeballs. No, thank you.
Is that all good?
Get it in your eyeballs. It's
Yeah.
horrible. On your eyeballs, that's okay. In the eyeballs, no.
It's allowed to put in your eye.
Try to be cool there. It's been a while actually, cheeky wee shite.
Wednesday? It's almost a week. And then once
A spot. No, sugar plum, don't touch it. Don't touch it! Oh dear, Lucy, why would you do that? You're such a silly girl. You're a silly willy. Oh no. Hey, you there. You there. Hey, you there. I see you over there. What a funny girly. Well done, Joy Bear. I am very proud. Well done, well done. Right. Let's get you covered, boo. Shake it, shake it. Oh.
I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way loose setting powder in translucent to set my face. I'm using a Morphe E41 brush and dipping that into my setting powder and patting that all over my face.
Right. I'm gonna have maybe a sausage sandwich.
I've not made that food.
Yeah, it is.
Are you okay with it? Or do you want to leave it? Leave it? Leave it.
Yeah, I'll do it tonight.
Oh yeah. Will you now? Will you really?
I'll get up at 5 and do a full shift and still cook the tea after taking you on a date.
Sure.
You just enjoy it though.
Is that what you put? What about? Right, what do I need to do now? Bake! Baking is good for me.
With the same sponge I used earlier, I'm dipping that into my setting powder and patting that under my eyes and in between my brows and leaving that to bake.
Hula light. Light? I say light. I think it's light. What do you say? Hula light, hula light.
Light.
Oh, okay, I'm right. Light and right.
For bronzer, I'm using Benefit Hula Light. I'm grabbing a Morphe R2 and dipping that into my bronzer, then applying that to my outer forehead in a somewhat circular
Oh,
motion.
there's naked boy on the lils.
Okay. How long you got to be?
I don't know. I'm trying to be as quick as I can.
Yes, do you reckon?
At least half an hour.
Okay.
With the same brush, I'm lightly blending that under my cheekbones and on my jawline. To add depth, I'm contouring with Benefit Original Hula Bronzer. I'm lightly adding that to the outer corner of my forehead and then with what's left on the brush, blending that into the middle. With a Morphe M437, I'm lightly dipping into that bronzer and sucking my cheeks in to apply that exactly where I want it, under my cheekbones and on my jawline. I'm now using the contour brush that the bronzer comes with to add slightly more depth by applying the powder onto the corner of the brush and focusing on the high points of my contour. Then going back in with my Morphe M437 with no added product, just blending that all in. And then repeating this process with my Morphe R2. To sharpen my contour, I'm baking with my setting powder on a Morphe M459 brush. I'm just dipping my brush into the powder, then patting it right under my contour. I'm just lightly patting some of that powder where my foundation would crease. This will help prevent that. Now I'm removing the bake from under my eyes with a Morphe M438 and then applying shadow. To add some colour to my under eyes, I'm starting with my individual pan pressed shadow from Sugar Pill Cosmetics in the shade Love Plus. I'm taking that on a Morphe M507 and lightly blending below my waterline. I've taken some setting powder on a Morphe E47 and just patting that under my eyes to catch any fallout. And now back to the shadow. I'm adding that shade and blending until I'm happy with the pigment. To add depth, I'm going in with this plum shade on a Morphe M507. I'm placing that slightly higher than the last shade and making sure to blend that at the outer corner of my top shadow. I wanted that shade blended tightly under my waterline, so I've grabbed that on a Morphe M432 and just lightly applying that tightly under my waterline. To blend my edges, I'm dipping into this yellow shade on a Morphe M507 and just lightly blending those edges. I'm lightly wiping that setting powder away and then onto blush. I'm using the Saharan Blush Palette Volume 2 by Juvia's Place. I'm going to be using these two pinky shades on a Morphe E34. I'm applying that to my cheekbones and blending that in with my contour in circular motions. I'm also going to apply a little bit of that to my nose, chin and forehead. And just lightly blending that with a big fluffy brush. For highlighter, I'm using Offra Glazed Donut on a Morphe E36. I'm applying some highlighter to my inner corners in small circular motions. On a M213, I'm lightly applying highlighter to my brow bone. With a clean spoolie, I'm brushing my brows up, then highlighting my nose, cupid's bow, chin, above my brows and cheekbones. I'm setting my brows with Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, just brushing my hairs up. Now I'm curling my lashes in a pulsing motion. I'm just reapplying my lid shade, then onto mascara. I'm using Ico London Sport Waterproof Mascara. wanted my mascara slightly darker, so I've gone in with some MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. I'm very lightly feathering that onto my lashes. Don't mind me, I'm just going over that lid shade again. And now just dusting that bake off. I'm lining my lips with MAC Morning Coffee. For lipstick, I'm using MAC Honey Love Matte Lipstick. I'm just thickening my lip liner to contour the lips. I like to go in with some concealer to sharpen my lipstick and plumpen my lips. I'm just using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm taking a tiny amount on my MAC 242 brush and very carefully cleaning my edges. Now I'm grabbing this fluffy brush I used earlier to do my bronzer. With little residue on it, I'm lightly patting that on top of the concealer to set it. To make my lips nice and juicy, I'm applying some Too Faced lip injection, and then we're done. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!